My God.
Why would they cook the Berlin fish?
Imagine you're just relaxing on vacation and 1.2 Richter scale earthquake hits your building, but it's actually a 250,000 gallon tank exploding.
The tank was over 50 feet tall.
So here's how you avoid Noah's Ark Part 2. It all starts with the type of tank you have.
You should really get a good tank. If you want to save money, don't buy the Fluval 3.0 Lite for $170. Get the Nate's Aquatics LED. Don't get the FX6 filter for $300. Just get some power heads, some mechanical filtration. You really don't need that much.
Or maybe you don't buy a heater, hashtag HeaterGate 2021.
Avoid these tanks and it'll be sunshine and rainbows.
Tanks to avoid are tanks that are really tall, tanks that are really long but are missing that middle brace. Tanks have been sitting without water for a long time, especially if they've been exposed to heat or cold. Tanks where the sealant is degraded. Tanks that are weirdly shaped. So your bow front tanks, your tanks that are like trapezoid looking. Definitely want to avoid all those tanks.
With the Petco $1 per gallon sale, if you buy anything less than 40 gallons used, you're perro loco. The biggest tragedy in this tank explosion are the people who are unfortunate enough to have the maintenance contract and the 15,000 fishes that died. No way they could pack up 15,000 fish and get them into new tanks.
Also think about your backup plan in case it does leak. So that includes having a secondary tank, which should also be used as your quarantine tank, which you should have, that can house everything temporarily while you go and get a new tank. You may also want to have a meter in your tank that determines if the water level is getting low. That can alert you. And the other thing to do would be to have a bunch of towels handy so that you can soak up the water. To recap, we've dealt with hundreds of tanks, Tim and I, and we've only seen a handful of tanks leak. Most of them were used. It's very unlikely to happen. But if it does happen, it can cause a catastrophic amount of damage. So you want to prepare and not take on high-risk tanks.